My name is Brian Barrett Butler, and this is my 2003 Astro camper van. Let me show you around. And I have taken this thing to some pretty messed up places. It is extremely capable. Here we are inside my humble abode. Up here, keep a few things. I decided to keep a lot of the metal because I love magnets and I've lived in school buses before, so magnets are very awesome. I actually spray painted. Everything you see black is all spray paint. Really glad I made that choice because it was this weird gray and it was just not nice. A little painting I made here, a little piece of art my friend Elena made me, which is really awesome of her, thank you. Jack Early Explorer 1000, this thing is awesome. It powers all of my camera gear and production gear and things that I do. Constantly powering my Wi-Fi here. I wish Jack had made sweet little pouches like this, but this is a low pro. You can buy it at Best Buy and it keeps all your cables really nice and managed. Back here I have 3 baskets that you can buy, I believe at Staples. And I just used museum putty to hold them down and they stick really, really well. Highly recommend museum putty. In front of that, I got a book here, The 4 Agreements, awesome book. My journal. I love candles, mainly because the moths get in here with my cool little lamp here, and it's really bothersome. So I turn that on, and it turns into a moth graveyard. This is one of my favorite pieces. My friend Jackie made this, and it's really awesome, and I love it. It's like a little ritual now when I wake up in the morning in front of the mountains, and I have mountains here and some coffee, and it's get your day going. And right underneath this, my friend Wes, Transcend Existence. I'm a bit of a spiritual junkie, so I like to transcend things. But this desk / cabinet is like probably one of my favorite things in here. I'm not gonna lie, it looks cool, it's very functional, holds all of my camera gear in here, like I said before. Down here I have a Jackery 1500 that exclusively powers my fridge. It's also my pantry where I keep my jet boil for midnight oatmeal or tea or something of that nature. Pretty much just snack stuff for nighttime. Bananas, oranges, vitamins like crazy. Little cigar box, some goodies in there. Yeah, this Jackery though is amazing. It comes with 4 panels. You can just plug it right in. I put them on top of my roof and it charges all day long. I never have to look at it. It goes right out my side window here, which is, I wish these windows actually went all the way up. I'm gonna figure that out though. It's gonna be awesome. So you can watch that on my YouTube channel. Future plans that are coming up probably in the next couple months is I'm gonna make this actually pull out, and I'm gonna put pick and pull foam in here and really kind of James Bond it up a bit. Stick some more lighting under here. Because I will say, if you're building rigs and you're living in it, you're gonna find better ways to be more efficient. And for me, it'd be sitting right here, pull it out, grab all the gear I need, throw out my camera bag, off to work. Before I show you where I keep all my clothes, I got these beautiful stick and peel tiles off of Etsy. These actually came from Portugal. Super cool. It's one of the latest improvements that I've made to my home, and I really like it because I'm Spanish and I think it's dope. So here we go. Little leather strap here. Bam. Clothes, socks, pants, shirts, things I wear pretty much every single day go in this one. Jackets, really thick jackets go in here, and sweatshirts go in here. I do have room in between to shove bandanas and things that I might need, or hats and stuff like that. This was a tough design idea. It's only 24 inches in, and my kitchen, which you'll see later, is on the other side, which is right behind this one. So I had to make a choice. Do I go 48 or do I go 24? And these are the decisions that we all have to come to when we're building. So I decided to just draw everything out and really just envision, and like I would kind of like imaginally pulling out a drawer and seeing what I wanted. And this is what I came up with. It's on slides, it's really easy. I got 2 magnets on this side holding it closed, and they're painted black so you can't even see them. I absolutely love this thing. I can easily just wake up in the morning, just quickly, boop, do that, grab stuff, boop, I'm out. I wasn't really sure what to do with the back of my seat, and it was actually bare for quite a while. I film hunts for a company called Recoil TV, and this is where I got these antlers. Me and my buddy Ian, shout out to Ian. We're freezing our butts off in Texas, and it's a great story. It's a great reminder of a really good bonding time with a good friend. Keep some bear mace here because you never know who wants to try to come in and cuddle with you. In here, this is a great place to my little brush, my little poop shovel here, extra bear mace because you never know, and 2 more mugs for coffee or tea or whatever you want. My fanny pack here holds some binos, and this is a bino case here too. It's really nice because I'm a wildlife photographer, like at heart, and I mostly camp in the woods. So these are super handy for when I'm seeing an animal out there. Like, what is that? A stump or an animal? Really awesome. Fun little knives here. My buddy Kalen got me this one after I worked with him for 3 months straight at his house. It's handmade in Yakima, Washington. Amazing. Why Vanlife? Well, since I was a very young boy, my father and grandfather would have me outside a lot, fishing, hunting, just anything outdoors. It was my safe place, basically. I grew up in a city, so it's pretty chaotic there, and I'm pretty sensitive to just chaotic stuff. So naturally, I would go hang out in the woods. And as time went on and life went on, I was always pondering on how I can go camping for a living, and how I can just be outside all of the time. And to be honest, I had a lot of fear, and I was really scared of being alone and with myself. So I spent a lot of years not doing it, but a lot of years traveling. I did a lot of bicycle touring, where that is one of the greatest ways to travel if you really want to get to know yourself. But finally, at the age of, I believe, 32, May 2019, I decided to hit the road. And I did that with my truck, a girlfriend at the time, 2 cats, and a 23-foot travel trailer. That lasted 4 months before we ran out of money and patience with each other. And then I really started my journey on my own, figuring out who I am, chasing my goals and dreams. And that started with a 2003 Honda Element. I lived in that thing for about a year. And in that meanwhile, I got new clients, new jobs, new friends, new everything. Moved into a school bus for approximately 8 months, maybe. Fuel was far too expensive. It was kind of cutting into what I like to do outside, and I couldn't go really far back into national forests because it's a school bus and not an all-wheel drive Astro van. So after I retired that, I picked up this Astro van approximately 11 months ago. Now it would be in June. It would be a whole year I've been in this thing, and this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I get to be outside all of the time. I get to shoot wildlife photography whenever I want. I get to use cameras for work. I have my whole house with me. It's crazy. This is wild. That, like, my childhood dream has come true, and I'm out here doing it and hopefully inspiring others to also just go get your dreams. So I got really lucky. The dimensions of the interior of this van, from right at the edge to right behind the seats, is 8 feet. So naturally, just cut it right in half. So from right on this desk all the way this way, the whole mattress, 48 inches, 70 inches wide. I can actually sleep window to window on this thing. There are nights where I will use, the diagonalness. Other van lifers will understand that. And that works as well. Got the mattress at Target. It's one of their memory foam ones, not the gel one, I don't think, because those actually freeze, which I learned in my Honda Element. So don't buy a gel mattress and camp in the cold, because it'll literally turn into an ice cube. I did have to cut it. I think I bought a twin size, and I believe I just cut the length of it. I can't really remember, but there was some cutting necessary. Underneath, I did do the slats. That way there's airflow underneath, so no mold builds or anything like that. Curtains. I made these little curtains. Again, being a wildlife guy, there's a bunch of bears and moose and fun things on there. And they're nice and colorful, just like the Arizona desert, which I really, really love. So my ceiling. Shout out to my buddy Baron. He gave me all these sound panels. In my former life, I was an audio engineer, and I had a studio which had the same exact panels. So it's really comforting and really nice to have them back in here, staring at them, bringing back old memories of recording countless bands and just having such good times with people. It does cut down on some noise, I will say that. Probably doesn't have very much insulating value, but that's okay. I have so many windows, and I actually really enjoy sleeping in the cold, so colder the merrier. These things are great. I just put them up with double stick tape, and they've been working and staying on very nicely in the Arizona heat. I also put these up here, little accent pieces of wood. There is like this nasty rib right here, and I think it looks pretty cool. Nice little contrast. Water. I don't have a water tank, but I have this 7-gallon water jug, which I primarily use just for drinking, and if I'm making rice or oatmeal or something of that nature. It'll last me, I don't even know, maybe about a week or two. Depends. I try to get water wherever I'm at. I try to fill it up using other resources instead of my own when I have to. And if you're wondering where the bathroom is, look behind you because it's outside. Shower, Planet Fitness, $22 a month. The hydro massage things after a shower, great way to start your day or end your day. How do I afford all this? I actually never get asked that question. So, but still, like, someone might be hearing this and watching this and it might spark something for them. So I'm a videographer, cinematographer, filmmaker, whatever you want to call it. I actually work for Tiny Home Tours. I'm one of the videographers there for the past almost 2 years now. And it's been one of the greatest jobs I've ever had in my life. I don't even want to call it a job, it's just a lifestyle. I get to hang out with other Vanlifers and other cool people and film their rigs and make new friends. I've made a ton of friends on the road because of it. Also, one of my clients is Modern Day Sniper. Kalen Wojek, he instructs folks how to shoot long range very, very well on the internet. So I've filmed lots of coursework for him. His wife, Cass, has also referred me to so many other people that have turned into clients and really good friends as well. As I mentioned before, I do work for Recoil Magazine as well, where I got these antlers from. And that's a very seasonal job. It usually only happens in the fall time, and I might do 2, 3, 4 films for them, possibly. That for me is probably my most fun time of the year. Get to be outside with a lot of my friends, and I get to learn new skills. I get to gain wisdom from these fellas they're older than me. It's just a great job. I'm learning a lot, and it's totally fabulous. Lately, my latest endeavor is YouTube for myself, my personal YouTube, Brian Bear Butler. I have been very consistent on that. Recently got monetized. I'm very proud of myself for that. And I just like sharing my travels, like sharing my stories. I know everyone else does as well, but I really, really, really try to just add as much value as I can to inspire someone. I like making people feel stuff. I want people to feel like they're alive and they want to go out and they want to do things. And you know, I really, really love that. And my future endeavor right now is gonna be business coaching. Next month will be 8 years of freelancing, self-employment, entrepreneuring, whatever you want to call it. Right now, I work with a lot of my friends. I have helped about, I think 3 or 4 of my friends start brand new careers, and they're completely thriving 5 years later. So it's working. I'm doing something correct here. And I just want to keep helping. I really love helping. I don't really ask much for in return, to be honest. Like, I'm just starting that out. So yeah, if you're looking to do something, you're super serious about it, holler at your boy. Welcome to my outdoor kitchen. It's fun to cook outside most of the time, unless it's windy like right now. There's many different types of Astro vans. Some come with these doors and some don't. I was on the lookout for these doors because, as you can see, they open all the way out. This opens all the way up, and I can even close this down while leaving the doors all the way open. So my kitchen, I never have to put it away at night. I can just close this. Really awesome. As you can see, this is where I cook. I made this little extension here so I can pull this out, and it gives me access to the inside where I have more bowls, cups, utensils, spices, just coffee, all sorts of stuff. And usually when I'm done with it, just toss it right back there. Easy day. It runs off of a 5-pound propane tank. I bought this one at REI. I think it was like $100, but pretty worth it. And just bolted it to the back of my door here. And so far it's lasted me, I think, 2 months of just constantly cooking. So huge kudos if you got a van or a bus or anything like that. Exterior large propane tank is amazing instead of using all of those green propane tanks. Save the earth, you know? So this lovely cutting table here was actually made by me and my buddy Scott. We did it at his house one day when I was actually living in a school bus, and I was so excited to reuse it for my Astro van. Just use your typical folding shelf brackets you can buy on Amazon. bolted right up. Super easy. It's actually a really good height to do things, and great place to put your beer. So the 48 inches that I have over here, I decided to make it all for my gear locker. Part of my job is to go into the backcountry with cameras, camping gear, and all sorts of things. And all of that stuff lives in here. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff in here. Giant bag, 65 liters, jackets. I have LED lights in here, C-stands, some weird tripod seat, my day bag for pretty much every day I use this thing. Extra paper towels. I got earmuffs because I do hang around a lot of guns, so stuff is very loud. Got a cool little, what is this? Little solar panel here. I actually attach this to the back of my backpack when I'm in the backcountry, and it's always charging my camera batteries. Amazing technology. I'm gonna make a video too on how I actually pack for a backcountry video trip, so that'll be on my YouTube. I actually have my lift kit in here too. I installed the rears already. I have to install the fronts, which I'll be doing in a couple months. Last but not least, one of my favorite items that I'm gonna start using again, keyboard. I am a musician. I used to produce bands, and been itching to do it again, so I'm really excited that I can have such a small keyboard in such a small space. Open up the laptop, turn it on, go. Last thing, these doors, they have holes in them, and it's pretty awesome for storing random things that you just don't want anywhere. You don't care if it gets dusty, blah, 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 blah. All gets tossed in there. I'm gonna even figure out a way to make more storage in here at some point. I think it'd be pretty cool and pretty creative, cutting all that out, making little shelves and little pocket holes and stuff like that. So there's a lot of folks that have asked me why I went from a 4-window schoolie that had literally everything, queen size bed, kitchen, composting, toilet, power like you wouldn't understand, like just really rigged up. But for me, it was too much. I had too much storage, and I ended up acquiring too many things, and I had just all this space to put stuff, and I really don't like a lot of stuff. The more space I had, the more things I bought, and I'm like, why am I buying this? I had like 2 bikes, a skateboard, I had all these things that I wasn't even using. So downgrading to, not even downgrading, upgrading to this has allowed me to become a bit more minimal and more intentional with what I'm buying and how I'm using things and where I can store stuff. Constantly throwing stuff away, even to this day. A lot of clothes that I really don't wear, they start, they're gone, like they're out of here. And in fact, once I get back home, like I was telling you about the back doors, I'm gonna make a little bit more storage, but really just so I have more places for other things in here to live that I don't use all of the time. So that's pretty much my answer for why I went down to a smaller space. It just works for me. I get great gas mileage, all-wheel drive. I can sleep window to window very comfortably. I have everything I need. Welcome to the business end of my vehicle, and don't mind the pistachios. First things first, having a fridge right here while driving long distances, amazing. Shout out to my friend Whitney Whitehouse for giving me this tip. Open that sucker up, grab yourself a little can of Dr. Pepper or whatever. Done. Apple CarPlay. If you don't have one, I think they're like $300-400. You can get them at Best Buy. I highly recommend these things. You get a 7-inch screen. You can have Spotify on there, you get text messages on there, which you can talk to the text so you don't have to use your phone. And you get full screen directions on Google Maps. And it's a lot of fun to zoom out and you can see the entire area that you're in. It's really cool, and I love exploring, so it's fun to see myself on this map and have this large view. So this thing is all-wheel drive, and I love overlanding, and I have taken this thing to some pretty messed up places. It is extremely capable. I have normal stock tires on this thing, and it will go almost anywhere you want it to go. Gets really good gas mileage. I believe I get about 18 miles a gallon on average. It's just a little V6, takes 21 gallons of fuel, so I'm not really spending a whole lot. So like I said before, there's many different types of Astros. You have your cargo and your passenger, and within those you have submodels. This one is the fully loaded one. All the windows, it has the trim package on the side, so it kind of looks like a wide body kit, which is pretty nice. Comes with all of the gauges that I need to do everything. It's got a tow haul, it's got cruise control, which is so great. It's got automatic lights, automatic windows, like everything's automatic in here, and I really love that. It even has rear heat and rear AC, which I don't use, but it's there when I need it. The AC works, which is fabulous. Overall, comfy seat, like nice armrests. You can't beat an Astro. Every time I talk to someone who's had an Astro before, they come and see this thing and they have this nostalgia that kicks in. And it even kind of has the old Chevrolet smell, which is really nice. Speaking of inspiring people, I really try to live my life by example, and I work on myself constantly. The more you follow your intuition, that little voice inside that tells you, hey, I want to do this thing, the more you start figuring out who you really are and what you really like. And the more you can lean into that, the more you're going to find how easy it is to keep leaning into it, which is kind of how I got to where I'm at right now, 3 years later, living on the road. I just kept going with what I liked. I kept inspiring my own self, like, what else can I do? There's more out there, like, how far can I go? So if you're contemplating on taking control of your life, it really does start with some introspectiveness, some awareness of what you're doing, figuring out patterns that don't serve you anymore. Before I hit the road, I saved money for a whole year. I think I saved about $8,000, which is really not a lot, but it got me very far. I had to find remote work, which I ended up doing podcast editing. Really easy work. Anyone can kind of do it. So if you have an Apple computer, you have GarageBand and you can podcast edit, you have a job, find clients, like you can do that. Upwork.com, great place to do it. Living by example, that's all I can do to inspire anyone. I wish I had a lot of words to say, but it's your life, it's your world. They may not resonate with you. You may need different words, but I'm here to say, if you take the leap, the universe is there to catch you, because I have taken many leaps, and each time I've landed on my feet without even knowing, even thinking that I never would, and I always did. And it's sometimes kind of scary, but do your research, learn, gain knowledge, talk to people, ask people questions, and you're gonna get to where you wanna get to. One of my favorite sayings from my buddy, Phil Vallejo: closed mouth never gets fed. So talk to everyone about your passions, talk about what you wanna be doing. Start telling your body and your mind, this is what we want. And the more you can do that, the easier it's gonna be to take off and ride off into the sunset. Thank you so much for spending the time and listening to me talk about my home. If you feel like being inspired and following me around, you can head over to my Instagram, Brian Bear Butler, with underscores in between each name. I actually have 2 Brian Bear Butlers. Don't follow the one without the underscores, that one's kind of old. If you'd like to be further inspired, you can hop over to my YouTube channel, Brian Bear Butler, spelt fully. And if you would like to see my website and ask me questions and email me, inquire about business coaching or whatever it may be, travelwestproductions.com. See you outside.